Well, there he is.
How come I get more?
Mick, can you hear me?
How can we both be? Oh, there I am.
Yes, there you are.
Hello. So who are these people?
Okay.
They got nothing better to do and think, come and listen to this silly old bugger prattling on about rock and roll and maybe a little bit about photography.
I just want to thank you so very much for taking this time. I want to introduce you to my co-teacher. This is Meredith. I don't know if you can see. I don't know.
Oh, there you are.
Image?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, I'm the co-teacher. My name is Meredith.
I'm used to more of a rock and roll audience, but I do suspect that today I'm going to be on relatively good behavior out of respect.
How would you like to go? I've queued up photographs.
You know what I do? I just roll it.
Okay.
Start where it wants to start, because that's the way I got into photography. It wasn't like some master plan.
So why don't we just jump in?
Start at the beginning and keep on going.
Where did that moniker, the man who shot the 70s, where did that start? Where did that come from?
Oh, that's bugger. Journalist in England. This photography thing, it didn't look like a way to make a living, and it wasn't a common profession. 1969. You must go, oh my God, he can't really be that old. Anyway, 1969, and I shot pictures of Sid Barrett. The reason why I can maintain, I do the yoga and the breathing and the meditation. So I can still empty out.
Well, I'm curious because in our class, we talk about the power of single images and single image storytelling.
Well, the thing about the single images, it's like my Queen cover. Yes, you get to see where they copied it for Bohemian Rhapsody, but you can only see that a certain number of times as you sit in front of your well, bang, that picture, the still. That's why that's the most famous one, because that's the original, you know.
Okay, you ready for the first one?
Yeah.
You might recognize it.
No, don't know that from anywhere.
So what would be a word that comes to you when you see this?
Hit it with an exclamation mark.
Okay.
Because that seems, for whatever reason, something about that image says rock and roll. Oh, look, you got, obviously Mick likes faces because he's having a bit of a go at them there. Who's that? Oh, yeah, I've done a lot of pictures. Looks like Janelle Monáe.
Yes.
Oh, I loved her.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, so I keep talking about rock and roll. What can I tell you about photography? Well, because anyone can take a picture. I mean, monkeys take pictures, you know?
Right.
Parrots take them. They may be accidents, but they've done it.
Yeah.
Especially with the phone. Wow. It's cool. I mean, no, it's not the same as print, but I don't care. I like images. I'm not a purist.
Yeah, Ellie, do you have a question?
Sure. What goes through your mind when you are producing your prints, images type thing?
Normally, I would, at that moment, I would have emptied myself out, you know, just breathe a bit. The whole point in my preparation, or yoga and this and that, was to get to that point of looseness, no judgment. It's really about the energy, you know, find the first point of visual impact and start.
Oh, here you are.
Oh, yes, because I want to take some pictures.
Yeah,
I love to whirl. I don't think about anything. I mean, I like to just play. That's the point. And if you play, pictures will come. That's the way I look at it.
So, yeah, Vicky, did you have a question?
Yeah, did you have one?
I was going to ask, what do you think separates photography from all the other arts? Like, let's say music or painting or anything like that.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. But I didn't say it is more important. Photography is beautiful because it's so flexible, because you can do so many things with it. That's, for me, the most important thing. I mean, it is an art form over here, but as a means of communication, we all use it. But you don't really need to study anything. Just get your phone and take your pictures.
Zoel, did you have a question for Mick?
Yeah, I was just wondering, have you ever considered working in other genres of music? What draws you to rock as opposed to doing photography for like jazz or for soul music or for any other thing like that?
Let him into a secret. What's my name? They get be called Mick Rock, and I'm just shooting jazz. You should call me Mick Jazz.
Right.
No, but that's my name. That's the gimmick with me. Is my name, Michael David Rock.
All right, so we have one more question from Toshi.
Hi there. So I have a question. When we watched your documentary, you said something interesting about motivation and how you thought it didn't play into art, or at least you said that back then. I was just curious.
Well, I could say something different today, but I would still believe that. It's just common sense to me.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Like, I just only believe in it in a certain degree, you know?
Well, that's all you're required to. And you're not required to believe in anything. Certainly nothing I've said.
Well, I have one final question. Hopefully this is going to be an easy one. And I know.
Oh, yeah, I did. The other was very hard.
Okay, so in our class, it's called Producing Peace. So we're trying to use media in a constructive way to generate peace, because obviously media is neutral.
Yeah.
And it's how you use it. And so the tenet of Quakerism and as just a need for the world, we're trying to promote peace. And we've asked the class.
It's John Lennon all over again.
Well, my final question is, in our class, everyone had to identify one word that they would associate with peace. So I would be curious, what would your word be that you would?
Oh, man, I'm going to charge for that. Because that's a big word.
It is, but the world needs it, and we need to find new meanings for it, new ways that work for us. Does an image come to mind or some kind of visual when you think of peace?
Well, I think of yellow roses. Yellow roses are cool. And there's that song on the yellow rose of Texas. But whatever your perspective, I think get your nose in the wind and do some sniffing around. I don't mean you've got to like repeat the 60s and the 70s. Yeah, it wouldn't be an appropriate time. I think peace is probably the one thing, but it's always so hard to get. Always so hard. That's why there has to be constant focus on it. I believe it. I do. All right. Back to school. No more buggering about. All right. Do something serious.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, I hope you like us.
So wonderful.
Thank you.
Do say keep the spirit light, especially when you're shooting.
Thank you,
Love
sir.
to-
Thank you very much.
So
God
much.
bless you, one and all. I'm going to have some cereal now.
Enjoy.